Hello and welcome back, everybody. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, and now that I got a Steiner Utilimax, I'm actually able to do it. So today in this video, we're just going to talk a little bit. I'm going to give you my reasons why I think that the Steiner Utilimax was not a success and why something like the Ventrac 3400 was. So you don't see a whole lot of videos on the Utilimax. There's not a whole lot of them out there. They were pretty much, this is a larger, updated version of Steiner Turfmaster. So the Turfmaster was made in the 70s and 80s, owning two-cylinder, 20-horse engine. The Utilimax, when they came out with this, they made it bigger, longer, stronger. You got 3 liquid-cooled engine options in this, 2 diesel and a gas. So the guys at Steiner did a good job when they come out with this, designing it, but it still just really wasn't a big success, and I think I'm going to tell you why. Now, first off, I think the number one reason why the Utilimax didn't succeed was due to price. The cost of this machine was just a lot of money. So we're going to base it off something like 2005. I purchased my Steiner 430 Max in 2006, but going on 2005, he had one of these at the dealership where I bought my 430, and he had it for a while, even after I bought my 430. I was always intrigued with these machines. I'd sit on it. I really wanted it. I thought it was really cool, but I couldn't justify the cost for what it was. So a Steiner 430 Max, air-cooled 27-horse Kohler, I think was right around $12,900 in 05. This unit here, this Utilimax in 05, depending on the engine option, I think that like the turbo diesel might have been a little more, but they were $25,000 to $26,000. They were right around there. So for an even number, we're going to say $25,000. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot of money today, but back in 04 and 05, that was a ton of money for a machine like this. So to think about this a little bit, even in 05, you could have bought, say, a Steiner 430 Max with a 25 horsepower liquid-cooled Kubota gas engine. That's like the most sought-after, best combination for a tractor right there, that Kubota gas engine. You could have got that for around $15,000. So you could have got that tractor with the Kubota gas engine, a 72-inch mower deck, a 60-inch power angle blade, a slip scoop, a snowblower, and probably a cab, all for the money that just this power unit costs right here. So to a lot of people, they're not going to pay the extra money for this just because you could get a 430 Max with all the attachments for what this would cost. All right, so the second reason why I think the Utilimax didn't really make it was the size. This is a big machine. You guys, even on camera, you can't really tell how big this is until you see one in person or sit on one, or when I put it side by side with something like the Ventrac 4500. These are just a large machine, especially compared to something like a Steiner 430 Max or even a Steiner 525 in the day. These machines were big, and I mean, it was way more capable of a lot of things than a 430, but sometimes going too big can harm you, and I think in this case, that's what it was. So the number one reason why I think the size hurt it was not only just like getting in between trees and stuff on properties, because I did a video tough cutting with this, and it's actually pretty nimble. You can maneuver around trees and stuff actually very easy. It has a good steering radius. I don't think that's so much the problem, but just normal residential sidewalks. This thing is way wider than a normal sidewalk. So you put a V-plow on this, even a 60-inch blade, and you angle it. Even the snowblower with the fins turned out, a lot of times the tractor is still wider than whatever the attachment you're using to clear snow. So with that being said, I think that was a huge downfall to this, and that's why something like the Ventrac 3400 thrived. It was the perfect size for sidewalks. Smaller machines sometimes can be better. These machines were very popular in large cities like St. Paul, Minnesota, Chicago, Illinois, Cleveland, Ohio, that kind of stuff where you have large city sidewalks once they were equipped with the Joe Dale Perry cab, which we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But once they were equipped with the cab, these were great machines for giant city sidewalks. All right, third reason why I think the Utilimax wasn't a very good success was options and accessories. And that's what I love about Ventrac. They put options and give you accessories, already stuff pre-wired and stuff. This was a great machine. They put a lot of thought into it, but they just never offered key components to sell the machine. Even the Turfmaster, they had a cab for the Turfmaster. They never offered a cab for this. This cab was an aftermarket cab made by Joe Dale Perry, which is now TerraCab. They were based out of Canada. I believe these cabs came out right around 2005. I could be wrong, but I think that's when they come out. Once these cabs started going on these machines, that's when places like giant cities were buying these tractors, using them for snow removal because they had a great cab on them. Why Steiner never came out with their own cab, I don't know, but these Joe Dale Perry cabs, I tell you what, especially for 05, even in today's standard, these cabs are top notch. I mean, quality built. But back then, a lot of the cabs were just sheet metal and vinyl doors. I can't tell you how well built of a cab this is and how nice it is. But a nice cab like this comes with a price. Even back in 05, these cabs ranged $6,000 to $7,000 depending on your options. So they definitely weren't cheap, but you're paying for a good quality cab. One of the other things that was offered with Turfmaster that you never offered with Utilimax, and I can't understand this, is they never offered a vac pack. They had a vac pack for the Turfmaster, but with this giant bed on here, they could have put a giant hopper and you could have collected grass and leaves, campgrounds, or even golf courses and stuff, using these for leaf collection and that kind of stuff. I just never understood why they never came out with a vac pack system for this. They could have come out with accessories for stake pockets or bed extensions. This is pretty much like the newer version of a John Deere Gator, only it's a one-seater. If you had a golf course, you had one of these, you could fill the bed with sand, put the terra rake on the front, drive out to the sand trap, dump it, grade it out, and then you could use it for other things. If you had bed extensions to where you could haul lighter loads, but lots more stuff like mulch, grass, etc., that would have been another good option to sell these to places like golf courses and campgrounds. Could have loaded trash in it at the campground. Someone could have used this as a utility vehicle to drive around at night collecting trash, and they could have mowed with it the next day. Accessories to hold weed trimmers, maybe chainsaws on the side when they're going out to do things, trimming limbs. I don't know. They could have offered a rear 12 volt, something already pre-wired in the tractor so that you could put a salt dropper or even a spreader on this thing. You put a nice cab like this on there, Steiner would have come out with a nice heated cab, especially having liquid cooled engine options. I don't know why they never did. You could have loaded this bed full of bags of salt, put a salt spreader on here. This thing holds almost 10 gallons of diesel fuel. You could have had an operator go out there in a nice heated cab all day in a city sidewalk and just clear snow. So that's another reason why the Ventrac 3400 was successful. Ventrac put a really nice cab on them machines, and they were great for snow removal because they had options of salt spreaders and stuff. Some of you may not know, but the only reason the Ventrac 3400 was even discontinued is because they couldn't get components like the transaxles. The manufacturer of the transaxles discontinued them, sort of like what Steiner went through with the 430 Max, so they had to discontinue the tractor due to that. So at the end of the day, even though these tractors weren't real popular when they're new, they've actually gained a lot of popularity. They are actually becoming sort of a hotter item. People are looking for them now, and I think it's just because they're way more reasonably priced than when they were new, and they're pretty cool. Now, if any of you know of anyone that worked at Steiner or helped manufacture this, worked at the place, what are some of your thoughts? Maybe I'm wrong on why you think this tractor wasn't a success and maybe why they didn't come out with the accessories like the vac pack or the cab. I'm sort of curious to know, and I'm sure some of the viewers are as well. At the end of the day, the 3400 and the Utilimax is a cool concept. Sitting up front is great. In my opinion, here again, I want to hear what your guys' thought is. I've been saying for years, if you took something like a 4520 transaxles, the same width, the pumps and everything, put a cab on the front of it with air conditioning and heat, and then put the engine in the rear instead of a dump box so that you could have more room for larger engine options of diesel and gas engines. Plus the noise would be behind you. It'd be easier to access opening up panels to do maintenance on them. In my opinion, I think that would be the ultimate machine. You'd have a cab forward design like this, but you'd have air conditioning, heat, You'd be out of the climate, the dust and everything, plus you'd have larger engines in the rear, but you'd still be in that parameter like a 4520 Ventrac with the width that not only could you use all the attachments that the 4520 uses besides like the loader, but you could still clear residential sidewalks and use it for snow removal and other tasks. I think it'd be a cool idea. That would be a tractor that I'd really be interested in you know, purchasing if they came out with one. But I was just curious on your guys' thoughts, if you think that would be pretty cool, or you would still rather stick with a conventional tractor, say like a 4520. If you guys like videos like this, be sure to subscribe or check back. I'm going to be doing more videos on this thing, cutting grass and definitely plowing snow this winter. Like I said, if you like these videos, be sure to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.